Sam Raimi has taken Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, and completely turned it into something that I have never seen before in the MCU. Personally, that's a good thing. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and I hope we get more Sam Raimi in the future because this guy took it to a whole new level. So normally when you talk about Sam Raimi, you think of one of two things: Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man or horror movies. And honestly, Sam Raimi takes that horror vibe and brings it into Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I'm not going to say this was a horror movie because I've heard this from a lot of people that they're saying this is MCU's version of a horror movie. And I can't agree with that, but you do get that creepy, spooky vibe that I'm used to seeing from other Sam Raimi horror flicks. It's definitely more edgy than you've seen in any other MCU movie. I personally enjoyed that, but I can definitely see where that's going to be a split decision with viewers. If you are into the campy Marvel movies that you've seen from, the original Avengers and Captain America or the Hulk or something like that, this is a completely different vibe. You're not going to probably enjoy it as much, but if you're going to go into it with an open mind and say, you know what, different director, he likes his horror stuff, he might bring a different vibe to this, you're going to enjoy this. That being said, if you watch the trailers, everything you think you know about this movie going into it, throw it out the window because the trailers do not depict this movie well. That's actually a good thing because it's actually better than the trailer. The whole thing behind this, they say Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, but you know what? Wanda, aka the Scarlett Witch, is in it just as much as he is, and she knocks this movie out of the park. She, in my mind, she was the star of the show. Yes, Doctor Strange, it's all about him and he's the superhero, but man, the Scarlet Witch was my favorite character in this movie. Elizabeth Olsen has taken this character and leveled her up tenfold. This is something that you have not seen out of the Scarlet Witch before, and I will say that if you have not seen WandaVision, it's not going to completely ruin it for you, but it definitely helps if you've seen the series. There's a lot of references and tie-ins from WandaVision, so if you haven't seen it, you might want to catch up on it. If you don't want to catch up on it and it's not your thing, don't worry about it. You just kind of have to piece it together as the movie goes along. Now, I will say that the chemistry between Doctor Strange and America Chavez was really good. You could definitely feel the connection between the two on screen. And I think she even brought out a different side of Doctor Strange that we haven't seen before. So I think that between the two of them, they really played off each other well. Now, with a name like Multiverse of Madness, I'm sure you expect lots of traveling in between universes. And there's not quite as much as you would expect, but there is jumping from universe to universe a little bit. And I like the way the universes had changed, the differences between the two, and how they kind of play into each other, but yet are so extremely different from each other. Now, I say that loosely because this is where I wish there was more universe jumping, because you only really see two, and the other one's just, you're like traveling through them, so you only see them for a split second, and you're not really stopping there to experience it. But it is what it is. Now, I think there is a topic I can touch on without spoiling anything for you because it wasn't a trailer, so we can expect to see the Illuminati in here. And the members of the Illuminati, which I will not fully reveal in this particular video because I don't want to spoil it for you. Wow. Just wow. I mean, the characters that they chose to play and the actors they chose to play them, outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. And obviously we already know that Professor Xavier is in there and he's got his classic cartoon yellow hover chair and his green suit. I absolutely appreciate the fan service there. But that's as far as I'm going to go into the Illuminati aspect of it because, again, I don't want to spoil it for you. I'll talk about that in another video possibly. But this was something I was not expecting. There were so many twists and turns and some really creepy aspects. Like, I'm talking like you could really feel that Sam Raimi horror vibe in this thing. And I'm like, wow. this is cool. But that could be a double-edged sword, because if you like taking your 4 or 5-year-old to a nice superhero movie, there's some images in here that might give them a few nightmares for the next night or two. Even I was taken back, like, holy crap, they put that in a PG-13 superhero movie? Nice job. Now, I expected this movie to be good, but I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I walked out of the theater with a big smile on my face, something totally different from the MCU, but personally, I loved it, and I think Sam Raimi should do more MCU movies given the chance. There's a lot of shock and awe in this film. I'd definitely say that for sure. The shock and awe factor is pretty high. Now, since I enjoyed the movie so much, I will probably see it another time or two, and I may even let my 6-year-old daughter see it. So if you're super worried about the images, I think it all depends on your kid and how sensitive they are, but that's up to you. Now, I want all your comments down below what you thought of the movie. Let's not spoil it for everyone else just yet, but I want to know if you liked it, the changes, how Sam Raimi went about it. And if you made it this far in the video, I do greatly appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like on it for me. Hit that subscribe button on your way out. I'm Kevin, and I'll see you at the concession stands.